Hi everyone, this is Harvey. Guess what time it is? Seed starting time! Well, not really. That was my goal, but I'm gonna swing you around because I have to clean up this hot mess I have in my growing space in my basement. So last year I was using a smaller growing rack and it was upstairs in the middle of my hallway, but this year I changed my layout down here in my basement, so I gave myself a whole growing space. Those are my vintage mason jars up there, some eggshells. I have some of these seed starting trays that I bought from Aldi last year. I use them and they work well. The only thing is that there are no holes at the bottom of this, so I'm just gonna start cutting little slits at the bottom so it'll make it easier for me to water. These are my grow lights that I finally put up. These were some Brussels sprouts and some broccoli seeds that I started and they were pathetic. It didn't work out. These are my warming mats, which I will hopefully have all of my seedlings set up here. This is my little upcycling center that I've been, I guess, collecting or hoarding, whatever you want to say. Plastic containers for me to use in the garden. Those were some of the ones I used last year. They were outside. I brought them in, so I'm just gonna have to clean some of them up. These are bigger cells. Some of them are like ripped, but these are the 6-cell seed trays that are bigger than the ones from the small Aldi container. And I don't want to make you dizzy. Then I have my seeds over here and some of my tags over here. And I guess let's start this because that's the only way I'm going to finish is if I start. We'll check back in a bit. So I got my handy dandy garden journal and I started laying out the months, and this was in the beginning of a couple of months ago. I laid out all the seeds I currently had at the time and when ideally I should start sowing them. So I'm going to try to do the tomatoes and eggplants today. We'll see how far we get. And I broke it down by, if you can see, by beans, corn, and what the variety was. Actually, I bought more seeds afterwards, so there's some still mixed up in there and here that are not in here, but we'll start with what we have first. And my setup looks like this. These are the 6-cell trays. I'm gonna put 2 tomatoes in each cell, and then hopefully they can stay in there a little bit longer. I'm gonna put the chives and rosemary into bigger containers because I'm gonna try to leave them in the container. I have the containers over there. And then here's my pile of dirt. I know I've seen people do this in a plastic container, but I use this to pot up some of my houseplants and I'm committed. And these are some onion seeds that I started about a month ago and not a single one germinated. I don't know why, so I left it. That's why they look so dry. So I am going to try to sow my onion seeds again and we'll see where that goes.